Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about the most recognized problem in the United States as of January 2022, and that is inflation. Okay. Now, we got lots of other problems in this country, but pretty much everybody recognizes both Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Libertarians. I'm not going to even mention the leftists because they're just nuts. Okay. But most rational people recognize that we have a serious inflation problem in this country. The price of everything is going up at a faster rate than the amount of money that people are making. So everybody's making more money now than they were in prior years, but because the cost of goods and services has gone up by an even higher rate, everybody is in fact poorer. Okay, so there's the great irony. Everybody's making more money, but they're actually poorer, and that's why inflation is bad. Okay, it creates a very unstable economic environment. Um, the reason why we have inflation is because the government prints money. Okay, it's a government created problem. Um, the government tries to trick us, right? They try to say, "Hey, we don't print money. What we do is we borrow money, right? They call it borrowing. So what the government does is when they electronically create money, they offset that with debt. Okay, so as they electronically create money, on one side they offset that with debt on the other side. That debt is absolutely meaningless. Okay, now just to put things into perspective for you guys, 1 trillion seconds is 31,000 years. Okay, so if you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, it would take you 31,000 years to get up to the number 1 trillion. Okay, so the number trillion is a number that really doesn't exist unless you're talking about molecules or stars. So that type of money doesn't exist. There's nobody that the government can go borrow it. They are just electronically printing it. Okay. Now in the past, they could kind of fool people because prior to the internet, prior to social media, people weren't so aware of what the government was doing. Information wasn't being passed around as easily. Okay. By now, everybody knows that the government's printing money, or almost everybody. Okay. So what's the solution to this? Okay, basically the government has to stop printing money. What's the effect of this? It's a recession. Okay, that's the solution. The solution to inflation is a recession. Uh, and here's the thing: it's kind of like building up snow piles. Okay, so if you've got a snow pile that you're building up, if it goes up and you keep knocking it down as it goes up, you don't get a huge avalanche. But if you let the snow pile build way high up there, eventually that snow pile is going to get pulled down by gravity, and you're going to get a huge avalanche. So that's where we are right now. Okay, we the Fed should have started raising interest rates probably in Trump's first year. Okay, they should have kind of engineered a mini recession. They didn't do that, and now it's just been building up. And then they got completely out of control in 2020 with all the stimulus checks and the unemployment checks. And then on top of that, in 2021, they got even crazier with this infrastructure spending bill. Um, so at this point, everybody recognizes that the money is losing value, and everybody's racing to increase their prices faster than the government is printing money. Okay, so I'm a businessman. Okay, so I am aware that the government's printing money. I am aware that in the future that money is going to be worth less and less. So here's the thing: what I'm trying to do is when I sell my inventory, okay, I'm basing it on what I think the prices are going to be in the future. Okay, the other thing I'm considering is that this inventory that I'm selling now, well, after I sell it, I gotta go back and resupply myself. Okay, so when I go back to my vendors to buy inventory, I'm gonna end up paying a lot more money than I had originally paid for that inventory. So, from my perspective, it makes a lot more sense for me to hold on to my inventory and try to sell it for the highest possible price, and try and anticipate where prices are going to be in the future. Okay, so that's the situation. That's the reason why we a lot of people are focusing on the reason why the shelves are empty in the stores is because you've got all these ships off the California coast, and they can't get in to unload. That's probably part of the problem. But the other part of the problem is that the suppliers, right, the warehouses, the people that have the inventory, they're looking to get top dollar, okay? And if they don't sell it now, they're like, hey, that's not a problem. I'll sell it next month at a higher price, or 6 months later at a higher price. So that's the mentality that everybody has. The only correction to that, the only way to fix it, all right, is you have to convince people like me, okay, that prices are not going to be going up in the future, that the government is not going to be printing more money in the future. And essentially, you have to scare me. And the only way that you're going to scare me, the only thing that I'm going to respect is a deep recession. It can't even be a mild recession at this point, right? Because remember, the snow pile is really, really high, right? You can't just go and knock out, a little bit of, you can't go knock out a little bit of snow from here and say, hey, we had a recession. No, I'm not buying that, okay? I need to see a huge avalanche before I start believing that, hey, maybe I need to start reducing my price. Okay, so that's where we are right now. This is the situation that the government has created through money printing. Okay, and that's why money printing has always been acknowledged by almost every country in the world that it's a problem. It's a problem that feeds itself. The only way to fix it is at this point, normally a light recession, right? If you can do it. At this point, a deep recession. And if it keeps getting worse, then you need a depression, basically, to fix the money printing problem. So, I can't say I hope you guys enjoyed this, because it's probably not a very enjoyable video, but I think I meant it to be an informative video. Drop some comments below, share the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. I'll talk to you all soon.